What is the meaning of purpose? Now, as you can see, today's video is going to be a little bit different. Since I have a lot to say about various topics other than weapons, martial arts, and fitness, this is something I want to include in my content as well. So, purpose is basically what drives you. It gives your life meaning. So for me, my purpose, I like writing, martial arts, fitness, and that's what really gives me life. This is what I'm passionate about. Purpose is something that every man should have because it's what we all need. It's the reason we live. For some people, it might be like a certain career, like just what I just said, or maybe they want to be some other kind of athlete, or they want to have some kind of job like construction, or they just want to do art, and that's their purpose. That's fine. Or maybe they want to have a family and just be able to provide for them in any way, and that gives them some sort of fulfillment. Like, that's what your purpose means. I was first introduced to this concept of purpose when I started watching Red Pill content. And if you're not familiar with Red Pill content, just type it in on YouTube and you'll see what I mean. And one of the guys started mentioning purpose. And I was like, I had an idea of what he was saying, but I didn't fully get the concept yet because I haven't started this. This was before I even started getting into fitness, martial arts, and all that stuff. So he was talking about purpose, and if you already don't know, these red pill content, or whatever you want to call them, they mostly talk about women, and they just throw purpose in there to make it sound good. So when they were talking about purpose, it was never elaborate. It would just be like, oh, you're on your purpose, so you don't have to worry about women, even though they're mostly talking about women. Now, during this time, I still had some kind of actual real red pill knowledge about the world, so that's why I was able to kind of understand what they were saying, even though they didn't explain it in depth. But if I was lost and I didn't know anything, I haven't been introduced to any truth of the world, I had no idea what these guys are talking about. Because when they would explain purpose, they mean something like getting a good job that pays you well. And if you're someone who's actually red pill, you know that's one of the most blue pill things that you could ever do. So why are these red pill guys telling them to do blue pill lifestyles that's outside of women or female nature? So yes, it is very important to get on your purpose, but you need to know what that means for you. So that's what we're going to talk about next. What does purpose mean for you? So it's basically just what I said in the first part of the video. It's whatever gives you fulfillment. And if you don't know what it is, don't try trying to find that. If you don't know what it is, don't try to find that out through college or school or something like that. You need experience. So I'm gonna talk about me real quick. In my experience, I know I always like writing. I've been trying to write little things, try to write little books since I was like 5 years old. I always liked weapons. Like when I was a little kid, I always get these toy weapons from the store. I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. And I always did kind of like just combat in general. So I think that's still why I am the way I am today. Now today, I'm working on a couple books. I'm a martial artist. I work out, and yeah. Now if you look back at your childhood and you can't see certain patterns, what you need to do is you need to build experience. So if you don't have anything in mind, you could just research things, cool hobbies, something like that. Go out, get some experience, and if there's something that you think you really enjoy, you keep doing that, you get better at it, and maybe you'll find a way to make money from it. And this is how it'll evolve into your purpose. I've talked to some people, and they'll say things like, oh, my purpose is getting money, but how are you going to get the money? Now, one thing I don't want people to get confused is that do not confuse purpose with money. Money is the root of all evil, right? So if your purpose is just to make money and you don't have a specific way of making that money, you could be doing something evil out there in the world and causing harm. Money is not the end all be all. Make sure you're doing something you enjoy that brings you the money. Chase the purpose and it will give you the money. Chasing the money will not give you purpose. The point here obviously isn't don't make money. Money is still important. Just make sure you're doing it in a strategic way. Now the reason I put I put this at the end of the video is because I don't want this to be about me. I wanted other people to get a better understanding of what purpose actually means. So the way I deal with purpose is just making it my number one thing that's most important in my life. Because for me, getting involved in riding, fitness, and martial arts, that really makes me want to live. Because if I didn't have this, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd probably be depressed. Because martial arts, for one, can defend myself. And like before the time I started to understand how to fight, I was really defenseless. When I took up fitness, well, really, I really started working out and exercising in 2017, but that's a different story. But when I was 13 and under, I was a fat kid and I was about to be obese. And then in 2019, when I really started taking this seriously, it was like, wow, I can really look amazing. So I just kept doing it, and it's probably the thing that people notice the most because we can't really see right here. But I have a decent physique. You can see it on my Instagram, or if you somehow run into me in person, you'll see. And writing is because I just like to write about different stuff. I'm not really the best speaker, but if I sit down and write about something, I'll have something good. Like, this is how our lives as men should be. Like, we should really be focused on our purpose, because a lot of young men, they just don't know what that means, because they're being told that, you know, just go to school, you just get a job, have a family, get fat, retire, die. We're not actually told, you know, hey, you can find this thing, you can do this, you can become great, you can become a high value man and live a very successful, fulfilling life. They're not telling us that. They're telling us to do things that are going to make us unhappy and depressed. That's what's happening today. A lot of men, young men, or just really men in general, are unhappy, they're depressed, they don't know what to do in life, they have zero direction. But I bet they just found something that they enjoyed, all these problems wouldn't even exist. I really wanted to get this out because this, to me, it's something that's very important, and I see so many people lack, and you know, I'm very sympathetic towards that because I know how unsatisfying it can be, because it's really a bad way to live. So many men are living this way, and that's why the world is the way it is today, just sad and depressing. But for those of you who are self-improving, keep doing your thing, find your purpose, live a fulfilling life, and that's it. I'll see you next time.